Hi everyone, it's Donna from Donna's Corn-Free Cooking, and I'm going to share a quick video today sharing with you a recipe that I have been making for the past 52 years. And I learned how to do this when I was 15 years old, and it's always been my go-to potato dish for any meal that I fix. So I wanted to share it with you, and the good thing about this is everything used in it is completely corn-free, which is very important for those of us who are allergic to corn and its derivatives. So to get started, I have my pot of cooked potatoes. I used about 8 potatoes for this recipe. You can use 6, 8, 10, however many you need for however big your family is. Now I've got them all cooked and drained, and we're going to mash them up in just a moment. And then to that we're going to add 1 8-ounce package of Philadelphia cream cheese because it does not have any corn derivatives. Then we're adding a cup of Daisy sour cream. And we'll mix that in all together, whip it up really well. And then to that, I'm going to add 1 minced onion. Now it can be a small to medium sized onion. You don't want to do anything bigger than that. Just depends on how many potatoes that you have cooked and you're making up. So to get started, I'm going to start mashing these with my potato masher. Now you can use electric mixer. I could use my KitchenAid, but I thought it would be a lot easier today if I just did it by hand. So you want to mash them up so that there are no lumps. One thing I hate about mashed potatoes is when they're lumpy. So I'm going to make these as smooth as I possibly can before I add the other ingredients. Now I just saw a video of Ree Drummond's where she made her twice cooked potatoes. Well, I was making this long before Ree was even born. She just does hers a little bit different than what I do. This basic recipe is so good when you're so sick of just plain mashed potatoes. And I'm checking this every few seconds, and I think I've almost got it completely where I want it. Okay, so I'll take that out, set it to the side here. Now I'm going to add my cream cheese. And you let the cream cheese, you set it out a couple of hours before you're going to use it so that it can start softening. And then that way it'll blend into your potatoes better. And I always like to try to mix that in first before I do the sour cream. And the thing is, you never want to use milk in this, only if the potatoes are so dry that the cream cheese and sour cream are not working to soften it up. Then you would only put in, maybe a couple tablespoons, if that. Now this is whipping in there really well because these potatoes are hot. And that's the important thing when you're adding these 2 ingredients. You want the potatoes to be nice and hot from where you've boiled them. Now, here's my Daisy sour cream. So I'm going to add it. And I'm going to take out, I want to make sure I get all of that out of there. That's the yum stuff. And so I'm going to put that in there. Take out the potato masher. Maybe I'll lay it on the plate. Set the bowl back there. Now, I'm going to whip that cream cheese into this very well. And the thing about these potatoes, they are so yummy. And they freeze well. If you're one of those people that like to freeze foods so that all you have to do is take it out and bake it, this is a great one for that. And it's just as good left over as the day you made it. So now that I've got that all mixed in, it looks so yummy. And I want to make sure that it's all whipped in there. Now I'm going to add my onions. And I minced these pretty small. You don't want them real big. And then you whip that in. And if you do the math, I've been making this recipe for 52 years and started when I was 15. So that'll tell you, if you do the math, how old I am. So I've been around quite a while making these. My oldest son is a chef, and he loved watching me cook. And he loves this recipe. He has actually taken it and he's added his own dimensions to it. And it's quite good. So it's the kind of thing, once you start making it, you can actually change it up, add something different to it. He likes to add garlic and do it up that way. Okay, so now we're ready to put this. I've got a baking dish here, and you don't need to grease it. So it comes right out of the bowl once it's been baked. And I love these spatulas because I can pretty much get every scrap out. Okay. And then you spread it around just to get it all filled in and leveled out. Let's scrape that off. Okay. Now to that, I use about 5 pats, about this size, of butter on top. I usually add a little more salt and pepper. I always salt it when I bake it or cook them. Then I salt it again just before I mix everything in it. Okay, so there's my butter. Let me get a paper towel. Hands tend to get messy when you're making this. I'm real good at getting messy. But then I've always heard the best cooks are the messiest. So go figure. Now I'm going to sprinkle pepper on top. Just like that. And then I always add paprika on top of that. Just, you don't need a lot, just enough to give it a little bit of color. There we go. And wipe this edge off. And there's your potatoes. Now I'm going to bake them, and then I'll be back and show you the result. Bye. Okay, everyone, take a good look at this dish. I just pulled it from the oven. I will tell you what I forgot to tell you when I got ready to put it in the oven, that you bake this at 425 degrees for 25 minutes. And you cover it at the beginning with a piece of foil, and after the first 15 minutes, then you take the foil off so it'll brown nicely. So here we are, we've got this all ready. Now all I have to do is fix my T-bone steaks and we'll have dinner. So until next time, guys, keep washing those hands. Bye.